Fox News. Immigrants needed for redistricting purposes. House Democrat admits in viral clip. Quiet part out loud.
Unreal.
Let's roll it.
Quickly, what role do you believe members of the Haitian American diaspora here can and should play in assisting the effort to stabilize and rebuild Haiti? I'm from Brooklyn, New York. We have a diaspora that can absorb a significant number of these migrants. And when I hear colleagues talk about, the doors of the inn being closed, no room in the inn, I'm saying, I need more people in my district, but just for redistricting purposes. And those members could clearly fit here.
So that's Democrats admitting, or at least a Democrat admitting exactly what they've been doing with flooding the country with illegal immigrants. They're doing it so they can steal power from the will of the American voter. And they make the argument that, but immigrants are Americans. Illegal immigrants aren't. And they bring in illegal immigrants so they get counted in the census, and Democrats get extra congressional seats and extra votes in the Electoral College, thus stealing power in this nation and subverting the will of the people. I would argue that this is a use of coercive force and conspiracy against the United States. Call it whatever you want. And these people should be criminally charged and removed from office.
Beto O'Rourke was coming out with the exact same thing. He was on TV on the weekend, State of the Union, saying that what was he saying? We have to be absolutely ruthless about getting back in power. He was saying, talking about redistricting. Hakeem Jeffries was saying nothing is off the table. They want to do redistricting. And they want to do redistricting in all of these places that have already had a massive influx of illegal immigrants. And that's why the thing that Trump said, and I think Marjorie Taylor Greene was saying about how the census should count Americans, not citizens, is 100%. So important. And that's what the U.S. House should be based on.
I mean, that's the whole reason that I'm so hardline on immigration, on getting people that are here illegally out here. And if it takes punishing Americans that hire them and punishing Americans that give them like room and board or let them rent, then I'm fine with it, because it's an attempt to steal power from the American people.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
So whatever we have to do to make sure that illegal aliens leave or they get deported, I'm okay with.
Why don't we do this as Republicans? I'm an independent, but why don't we push back on this issue and start redistricting just the same way Democrats are doing it? Listen, if they want redistricting, then let's fight them on this issue. Let's do what they're doing, exactly what they're doing, and let's just drain them financially in court, drag them through the courts, make people like Mark Elias have to spend all his time on fighting off Republicans who are looking to redistrict, because they do it all the time to us, and we just never get to that same level that they are at.
I was watching... I saw some news clip earlier. Mahmoud Khalil is suing the government for like $20 million. And I was like, Donald Trump was falsely arrested and charged. And the Trump administration can't even deport a non-citizen when they have when the State Department has the Secretary of State has unilateral authority to do so. That's how weak the Trump administration is. So I'm just, this is why I'm feeling like they're not going to get anything done, because they can't even deport a non-citizen. Just some student. They couldn't do it. Yeah, they even brought back they brought back Abrego Garcia.
That made no sense.
You expect me to believe that Trump's going to go after these Democrats and stop them from destroying this country when he won't even deport a criminal gang member? It's ludicrous.
Well, and El Salvador wasn't going to get even back, by the way.
Oh, you do have Greg Abbott in Texas on Monday started a special legislative session to deal with redistricting. And there's the idea is that they could pick up 5 seats in Texas from that.
At this point, I just want an ill-tempered, cognitively impaired, morbidly obese man to be the president. And of course, that's what Democrats were saying of Trump, but Trump's not that. I'm saying give me that right now. Just an ill-tempered, impaired man, because at least when they're going to be like, if you try and arrest us and unravel what we've done, we'll come after you. What? We're threatening you. Duh. Bang. Just, I'm sick of the...
You could do a reality TV show, My 1,000-Pound President. Yeah.
Just sloth being like
there's cranes lifting him in and out of the White House.
Some kind of Frankenstein president that doesn't have the cognitive capacity to negotiate any of these things and just goes around arresting people who broke the law. Like, give me an oafish, one-dimensional top cop. There you go.
Yeah.
Instead, the Trump administration, I want to stress this again. I watch on TV and they're like, Not only have they released this guy they were planning to deport, he's suing them for $20 million. Like, wow, Trump is one of the weakest presidents I've ever seen in my life.
I don't know why they didn't just deport him. I feel like they could have. They could have sent him back to Syria where he's got a passport. I think his passport is Syrian.
The things that Trump has gotten done have been great. It is tremendous, USAID and the gutting of these things. It's all amazing. But seriously? Like, Kilmar Abrego Garcia? You couldn't deport that guy?
Yeah.
Why is Trump acting like these random, it really is, I'll put it this way. The district judges ran roughshod over the Trump administration until Trump asked the Supreme Court to help him. Why not just be like, no, you sue me about it? Like when the court said, Trump, you can't do this. Why didn't Trump go, okay, I'm going to keep doing it. And you go to the Supreme Court and see what they say. Instead, Trump went, rats, I guess we can't do it. Let me go ask the Supreme Court. I'm sick of this. Go on the offensive. It's boring watching nothing happen. You know what is happening? Policy stuff. It's good. I'm happy about it. What's not happening? Accountability stuff.
And the policy stuff isn't even long term. It's short term things. It's a lot of executive orders. And unfortunately, Speaker Mike Johnson has failed massively at doing what his job is. And again, they keep losing their majority in the House. And I just have to say it's probably intentional, especially when they're walking away now and going on August recess. But again, like you said, I think the American people have lost confidence in a lot of this. And I hope we could fix it quick. But again, the Garcia thing really had me boggled.
It makes you miss
black-pilling everybody here, huh?
Who would have known? I know. Do you have something more uplifting?
Well, I mean, look, the fact of the matter is I understand why people are apprehensive about whether or not things are going to get done because the Republicans have a history of not following through and not delivering. But there is the fact that, both Comey and Brennan are under investigation now. So even if that's a baby step, that's a baby step that honestly, I don't think that any other Republican would have done.
And just keep in mind, though, the last DOJ, Merrick Garland had about 400 arrests of J6ers at this time in their administration. So, they were way more aggressive. I think that's the angle that Trump supporters are looking at.
I would love to see a far more aggressive DOJ, absolutely. Yeah. But the fact of the matter is, I don't know that with this referral from the DNI, and with the fact that Comey and Brennan have both have investigations going on, I don't think that it's time for black pills. Maybe you can say, hey, we need more, we need faster, we need a more aggressive, but I don't think that it's a situation where we should say, oh, they're definitely not doing anything. Well, they're clearly doing stuff. The DNI is doing stuff. Trump said that there's more stuff coming just tonight. So
yeah, I think also the credibility issue too. I think so many people want to. If you remember back in 2016, the president's first term, there was all indictments are coming, and they never came. And those are all the talking heads on Fox News promising people that. So I think the rest of us on the independent side don't want to promise the American people that indictments are coming because the reality is we don't see anything. I mean, I'm asking around.
I
know exactly what you mean, but I'm like, you don't want to do a black pill completely because I hate that so much. And I want to be optimistic because I started so optimistic, but I also don't want broken promises. I'm not even saying we should be optimistic, but the idea that, they're not doing anything, nothing's happening. Well, I mean, look, it's likely that there are things going on. Whether or not they'll be successful, whether or not there'll be arrests, I can't say. And I think that it's probably likely that there won't be, just because of the ability for lawyers to run interference and stuff like that. But to say that they're not doing anything, I don't think that that's actually accurate. So if at the very least, if we're going to actually be honest about the situation, I mean, there are things going on because they've got an investigation into two of the most likely culprits, and they have the criminal referral from the DNI. So that's just my take. Yeah.
A criminal referral for Obama?
No, I'm talking about they don't have a criminal referral. They have the information sent over to the DOJ, and we'll see what they actually do.
Yeah.
But again, it's like I said, I understand everyone that's going to be skeptical, and I understand that people are going to say, oh, blah blah blah. But if we're going to be accurate, we can't say that.
I'd be reckless and crazy.
I think that I would love to see.
I would approach the DOJ and my priorities with reckless abandon, as it were. It's taking a very, very long time. The messaging is convoluted and makes no sense. The Epstein file debacle was pathetic. We're winning on policy issues that are going to be reversed if Trump loses and the Democrats steal power again, which this lady is talking about doing.
Yep.
And they're not doing anything about it. So maybe they are. I'm just frustrated because it's seeming like they're on the issue of accountability. They are not winning.
Yeah, I mean, just to kind of add to that, President Trump, I believe, is at 150 executive orders, well over 100. And when I spoke with the Speaker's office about how many of those executive orders they have ready to hit the floor at the time, this was just maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago. It was just a little over a dozen. So I think that's pretty disgusting in itself that we are sitting here and allowing the House to not do its job. I don't understand as we head into midterms too, because the polls aren't really looking too favorable for Republicans, how people like the Speaker can sit there and just allow all of this to happen, because the people are going to want something to be motivated about to go out and vote for Republicans. I just don't think that they have that right now.
Well, the Democrats don't have very good polling right now either. And the House has only passed 2 laws, right? The Lake and Riley Act and the big, beautiful bill.
It's been pretty slow.
Yeah, they haven't done anything.
Yeah, Rasmussen actually just did a poll. Let me go look that one up real quick.
Yeah, the Democrats aren't doing well either. But I do think that the Republicans are destroying themselves because they keep
any money.
No, they don't. Well, they're spending a lot of money.
The fundraising. I just saw a tweet about the fundraising that the Republicans have done compared to the Democrats. The Democrats, I don't remember exactly what it was, but the Democrats have something like 8 million, and the Republicans have like twice as much.
The big
Republicans have 85 and Democrats have 15.
Yeah, the big reason for that, though, is that the Democrats have no leadership. They need to figure out who's in charge of their party.
Well, they need to figure out what their party stands for.
Well, their party stands for Zohran Manbani. They should just make him be the head of it.
They don't, though. I was talking to this reporter from Axios today. He's working on a story about all this stuff. And I was pointing out that, there's a real opportunity for Democrats to launch their Reformation right now and target the people angry with Trump over Epstein. But they can't because they are race and gender obsessed. And they're terrified of that base. There was I don't know if you guys saw that clip of Rahm Emanuel. He was asked by Megyn Kelly, "Can a man become a woman?" And he had pause. He was like, "No." And then she said, "Wow, thank you for saying that." And he says, "Well, I don't know." She says a lot of people won't. He goes, "They don't want to enter witness protection."
Right.
Rahm Emanuel basically said the far left is so dangerous and extreme. They have to pretend that men can transform into women, otherwise they will die.
Yeah.
That's the state of the Democratic Party. There's no way the Democrats are going to be able to reform. And so my view is there's going to be a lot of angry Trump voters who are going to keep voting Republican because there's no alternative.
Yeah, and you did have Media Matters coming out saying Rahm Emanuel rejects trans identities in appearance with Megyn Kelly. And what's funny is the URL is Rahm Emanuel denies existence trans.
Which there's another big story. The Olympics has officially banned trans women. Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.